Remember the last time you used a public restroom?
What's going on, guys? I'm the East Coaster fan, and in this video is the first episode in the Let's Talk series. Now, this series on my channel is going to be where I talk about new and upcoming coasters, rides, water slides, and more, and my opinions of them. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about InvadR coming to Busch Gardens this year. So, let's get on with it, shall we? So here's what we know about this coaster so far. This is the first coaster coming to Busch Gardens since 2014, and that was Tempesto. Now, when they built Tempesto, it wasn't really that big of a budget, so I can see how they're able to afford another one. Now, this coaster is going to be made by Great Coasters International, which I think is a pretty good choice for Busch Gardens. They made pretty good rides. Lightning Racer, White Lightning at Fun Spot, and much more. So I think they made the good choice with this company. Now, this is going to be a hybrid Woody. It's not going to be the hybrids like a RMC. What it is it's going to have a steel structure, but there's still going to be wood on top. So yeah, that'll be kind of unique to see. It'll have a 74-foot drop. Not the biggest drop ever, but it's a pretty fine drop for what it is. It's going to have no inversions, which is fine in my opinion. The top speed of 48 miles per hour. I think they could have gone a little bit faster with the speed, especially with the terrain Busch Gardens has and the spot they put it in, but it's okay. Some of the featured elements on this ride include an enclosed drop, a tunnel, and 9 airtime moments, which I think is really cool to see, because there isn't really another coaster that is really packed with airtime except Apollo's Chariot. So it's great that we're having another airtime-based coaster to the park. Now, it's going to have the Millennium Flyer trains. These are similar to the trains on Lightning Racer, Wildcat, and basically most of GCI's coasters. Now, at IAAPA last year, they showcased what the coaster trains are gonna be like, and in my opinion, they're actually really cool. So this one has the bear on the front, obviously, but it's gonna represent the villagers fighting back from New France. And the other train is the Vikings, and it's gonna have the dragon on front. I think these are pretty cool trains. They look really comfy, and overall they fit with the theme with the ride. Now, Busch Gardens has claimed this is the world's first crowdsourced ride, meaning that the fans were involved with the name, so for example, they got to choose between 3 names: Viking Raider, InvadR, Battle Clash. InvadR won. I voted for InvadR. It was kind of like the obvious choice, in my opinion. But other than that, they also got to pick the logo, who would advertise the ride, and much more. So it was cool how Busch Gardens did that. So this is the first ever Woody coaster to ever come to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. This is a coaster model that they've been needing for years, so it's good that they're finally getting one, and it looks pretty decent as well. Now, here's the thing, though. Remember Gwazi in Tampa that closed in 2013? What what Busch Gardens decided to do is bring over the Gwazi trains, woods, and other materials and use them on InvadR. Now, from what I saw, they seem to be really like making sure it's good as new. But this could break the ride, in my opinion. Not literally, but it could ruin it, as this is what I'm trying to say. And lastly, you need to be 46 inches to ride, which is in between Grover and Verbolten and Loch Ness Monster. So it's perfect, in my opinion. It's the perfect family ride for those not tall enough or a little bit scared of Verbolten or Loch Ness Monster, but can easily tackle like Grover's Alpine. So where in the park is this going? I kind of said earlier on, this is going to be in the New France area. Nothing's going to be removed except trees, which I think is really great of them. If they're able to do that, then bravo. It'll interact with the train and the scoot. Now, it's not just going to interact with it going around. The train will literally go through the ride, and the lift hill will interact with scoot. The log flume goes over it and under it, which is kind of cool how they plan that out. And again, since it's in New France, it'll be themed to Vikings invading New France, which is a pretty solid theme. Now, this was actually the spot Busch Gardens was thinking of for Griffin originally. They were thinking of removing the scoot and using that area for what is now Griffin. But they decided to move Griffin to its current spot. So it's nice that this spot is finally being used, and I think it'll be a really prime location. Other than Griffin, there really isn't a solid roller coaster in like the back right section of the park. So those were the facts. Now here are my opinions on the ride. This is an amazing, much needed addition to the park. Ever since like 10 years to 20 years ago, even some people when the park opened said Busch Gardens Williamsburg needs a wooden roller coaster. So they're finally getting it, and I think it's going to be a great addition to the collection that Busch Gardens has. It's in a great location. You're interacting with two rides. The location's giving it a good theme, and no rides being removed because of it. I think this is going to be the best wooden coaster in Virginia. Hands down, I think it's going to be even better than Rebel Yell, which some people may think is obvious, but some people might be questioning that. Now, this has a pretty weird name. I'm not going to lie. Capital InvadR, capital R. Whatever happened to the regular InvadR? I guess it must have been copyrighted already. That's my guess. But I think it's going to have the Valraven effect, where once we get through the amusement park season and going through and riding it after it opens, I think we'll get used to the name. Now, from the animated POV, it looked like a short ride, but it was sure to pack a punch. But as the POV got updated with the tunnel and a real POV came out, I'm starting to change my mind about this one. This looks like a really good ride. I think it's not going to be that short. I mean, it's still kind of short, but I'd say it's like in between short and regular. And yeah, I can't really decide. I just have to, we'll see how it is. Now, will the reused parts from Gwazi ruin the ride? Again, I have no idea. It'll, again, have to be when I ride it. What I'm saying from this is, will the Gwazi parts make it rough, or unenjoyable, or old? Well, making it appear old might work in its favor because of the theme, but hopefully it won't make it rough. But again, there's really no way to tell. Busch Gardens and the team looks like they're trying to really make the parts brand new. So we'll just have to see how it is. Now, the big question is, would this be the worst coaster in the park? Or would it be the best coaster in the park? Or how would it stand? In my opinion, this is definitely not going to be the worst coaster in the park, but it's not going to be the best coaster in the park either. It's definitely not going to be better than coasters like Apollo's Chariot and probably Griffin, but it'll definitely be better than maybe Grover, obviously, and maybe even Alpengeist. I think this, though, is going to be a great addition, and it'll finally give Busch Gardens what they really needed. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to ride this when it opens, I believe on April 8th. But if you got the chance, leave a comment and tell me how it is. If you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe for more content. Until next time, though, I'll see you guys later. Bye.